Hey guys, welcome to my next video in my hiker trailer series. This one's about the Sea Dog marine reading lights. It's mostly a how-to video, how to install them, how I modified them to be installed in the hiker. So maybe some things weren't exactly clear. So the lights apparently are made so that maybe the wires, the power wires, maybe go through the wall or bulkhead, and not designed to run along the wall or bulkhead. And so I had to modify the back of the base, the housing, to get those wires to come out. You know, on the passenger side, it wasn't too hard. There's like a cutout where the housing's smaller on one side, and and I can run just kind of take a tungsten carbide bit on a Dremel tool and kind of whittle that away to get it out the side. On the driver's side, to get it to run straight back to where the power is in the camper, that cutout isn't there. So you have to either do a lot more dremeling, and what I ended up doing was just drilling a hole in the side of the housing that was large enough to pass the wires through, with some heat shrink around the wires for anti-chafe. Just a quick note on why the lights are here on the sides of the trailer and not on this back wall. I decided I wanted to be able to turn the lights on and off from a kind of sleeping position. So I just kind of stuck my hand up and just figured out where my hand wanted to naturally go, and it was there. With the light on the back wall, I was having to kind of contort both my hand and my neck to see the power button. That's why they ended up there. The reason the power wire is doing the little dipsy doodle is I had that hole for something else, and I decided to move that something else. It was the USB-C power delivery power supply, and I just decided to reuse the hole instead of making a new hole, so I wasn't drilling so many holes in my new camper. So we're going to end it here so we can get to the how-to. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Alright everyone, so this was the marine reading light I showed you yesterday, and I decided what I'm doing about how to get these things onto the plywood on the inside, but get the wires through. So that cutout was not there a few minutes ago. So that's the thinnest part of this fixture. I don't know why they notched it out. Maybe they're thinking people like me are going to do exactly that. I don't know. So what I did, cut my Dremel tool. I think this is a tungsten carbide bit, but if it isn't, doesn't matter, because that's aluminum, and just about anything will go through aluminum. And all I did was put this thing in a vise like that, vise with rubber boots over the jaws, and basically I kind of plunged it this way down into it, and then once I got the approximate depth, I just kind of worked it back and forth into like a half moon. It's not exactly a half moon. I kind of widened it out deep in the corner there and deep in the corner there, so it's a little bit flatter on the bottom instead of semicircular, so that the wires would lay better. And then this is the ring that you put on the wall to mount this. There's a set screw here, and that grabs onto this. Well, there's a lip here. I guess that's to catch the set screw. And I guess that lip, I was afraid it was going to dig into this. So all I did is I gently knocked it down with a tungsten carbide bit, and then I polished it off with this little, probably a 220 grit drum wheel on the Dremel tool. And don't know if I can do this one-handed, but yeah, there we go. So it's gonna be like that, and it lays pretty flat, against the plywood. What I'm going to do about the wiring, so this will probably get 18 gauge. I've got some 20 gauge. I'll have to do the math on the voltage drop. The longest of the two will be about a 7 or 8 foot run, and this is like a 3-watt light, so that's like quarter of an amp at 12 volts. So I'm pretty sure I can do 20 gauge, but I'll look at the ampacity chart and figure it out. Instead of crimping, because that's going to look like hell out in the open, so I'll solder these, heat shrink them, put snake skin over, and then another heat shrink over the snake skin, and then over this other heat shrink I used for anti-chafe on this. It's just pretty sanded smooth, but just in case, I added some heat shrink for anti-chafe reasons. Now, if I just, then this is going to work perfectly on one side of the camper, like here. On the passenger side of the camper, it's got to run straight back towards the galley where the electric is. If I flip this around, where'd it go? If I flip this around so it's on the driver's side, it's now pointing away from the galley. I think I'm going to give it a shot. If I just twist the light 180 degrees, I don't know. But then it's upside down. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I've already kind of played with it a little bit, and if I have to, put it out towards the front of the trailer and just kind of loop it back around to get to the back of the trailer, I don't think that's going to look too bad at all. Decided to take a different tack on this one. I'm not going to go out through that cutout on the side. I'm going to try to make it look a little bit nicer, because if I come out that cutout, I have to wrap the wire around. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to make it come out here, and this line is about right where that mounting ring ends. And I don't know how thick the face is, so I'm going to use a 3/16. It's just big enough to get the wire through with heat shrink over it. But if I clean it up, I might not need heat shrink. But what I'm going to do is drill a small pilot hole first with a 1/16 inch bit. So place has got a good grip. And there we go. I'll take a quick peek where that came through. And there's the hole. You guys can't see it, but it's just starting to poke through, so I'm going to go really slow so I don't hit any wires. There we go. So there's a lip here, and yeah, I gotta clean up the inside a little bit. See if the wires fit. Yeah, that should fit with the heat shrink. So here's the other one. So, uh, the ring will go like that. And that'll sit flat on the wall. And then, oops. This will sit like that. And that way I don't have to loop the wire around the fixture, which will look like hell. Everything will sit flat. And I just need to get some alcohol to get that off. Alright, next step is get these things mounted.
This USB-C power delivery thing is getting moved. I don't like it. It looks ugly. I gotta figure out where I can put it where it's not gonna collect dirt and dust in the ports. Things aren't gonna snag the cables. I was thinking like maybe like right here. Just gotta be careful because that will generate heat and you can't cover it. This is where the USB-C power delivery box is mounted. I'll fill those in when it gets a little bit warmer out with some wood putty. And then where the USB-C got put was right behind the mattress. You know, the top isn't covered, so it's gonna get some cooling to it, and it's kind of out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, not looking ugly. So I just wanted to show you guys how the snake skin and the heat shrinking worked. So the heat shrink I was using for anti-chafe comes out to about here. And then I ran the snake skin up to about here. And then you can see I ran another piece of heat shrink over the snake skin and then over the heat shrink that I was using for anti-chafe. So this is a nice solid one piece of protected wire now. And yeah, I just kind of looped it up a little bit. That's how it's its natural angle. So I didn't want to put strain on it by doing an awkward angle on it. And then it just runs back to the galley where the power is. Yeah, not much to see back here, I guess, but that's just, you know, how they're run. All the way down there. One of these days when I finally get everything installed, I'll tidy these up a little bit. I do want to leave service loops. You always leave service loops in case you mess up or something breaks and you have to shorten the wire for some reason, and you got wire to shorten it with instead of what they did in the original install, which is make everything the exact right length. Anyway, so I think that's it for this job. Let's see what it looks like with the ring light on. Yeah, I like that. That's a warmer light. So this might be get in, the ring light might be get in, get out, otherwise it's off. That's it. See you at the next project.